Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of my Final Fantasy Mystic Quest playthrough. Game being put up by RETROID Pocket 4 Pro. Ended off last episode. We got, I forget what town this is called. Aquaria? Well, we got the ice is all gone, so it's springtime now. And now I grinded in these two places that I said I was going to grind, and I think I grew a level. Now I'm going to explore this cave. I'm currently battling like a cold or something like that, so I'm going to mute my microphone for most of the playthrough, and I'll just be kind of chatting throughout. So, talk to you all in a minute. FYI, this is going to be beaten well in advance, so I'm just playing the game. It's going to be beaten, so throwing that out there. And grinding for the most part. I'll do a few grinding sessions in places like this. But most of that's going to be offline, so talk to you all in a minute. Alright, yeah, as you can tell, I'm fucking lost. I'm very confused by this guide, and this guide that I'm using has actually been pretty good so far. On the second floor, you run to the old man again. We're on the second floor. Who will tell you to seek Reuben and Fireberg. Blow open the block door, which is right here, to get the Venus shield. You need the Venus key. Then grab the Blizzard spell. Push the statue so it touches the right side of the small pillar in the middle of this level, which I'm guessing is right here. Now head back out to the second floor focus tower entrance. So we gotta go to the other tower entrance? I'm guessing you gotta go down below. Wait a second. Oh, you can't go up yet, okay. Guessing you gotta go here. Alright, yeah, now we're back. Now we're back in business, okay. Open the river door. Alright, yeah, as I mentioned before in last episode, this is a pretty big, very important tower. You're gonna keep coming back here throughout. This one should open up next. Okay, there we go. Alright, we should be good. What the hell did I do to my computer? I, like, shrunk everything. I must mute my mic again. It's telling me to go back to Ruben's house and talk to that dad. But is this his house? Yeah, where's the fucking guy? Oh, he's in bed. I didn't see him. Colorblind. I forgot to tell you. The Crystal of Fire is in the lava dome. Yeah, I didn't see him in bed. He's probably just in there jerking off or something. We didn't go all the way over here yet. Okay. So what's down here? The Sealed Temple. So Battlefield 17 is next. Or actually the Sealed Temple. So we should go here next. Do you have 10 GP for a cup of coffee? Yeah, okay, we get it. He's a weird dude. You can warp to that. Where we go? Wintry Temple. From here to pick up some more heals and cures. Really? Oh, right here. Recommended level for the volcano is level 20, but we seem to be doing a very good job at staying ahead of everything. It's really not an issue what level we're at. We always seem to be there or above it. Come on, bro, wake up. The status effects suck. Damn it. And it seems like Jimmy's like, with every character that joins the group, they're always going to be ahead. They're always probably going to go first in battle. And I made a mistake. I mentioned, I think it was last episode, there's not a way to tell which way, how much more experience you have left to go to the next level. It says it right there next. I don't know. I mean, trust me, when I say, like, what I'm going through, allergies, cold, like, I am not completely focused in right now, so I probably just didn't see it or pay attention or whatnot, so. Well, that's a new enemy. So then I go to, damn it. Well, he's dead. I don't know what the purpose of what this does besides more power. Maybe the instruction manual says it, because I don't understand this upgrade at all. They both do the same damn thing. Shout out to the instruction manual. God, Super Nintendo manuals, so they were the GOAT. This and N64 manuals, they're better than NES. NES is pretty good too, but like in some of these guides, they have like not only what to do, but they got like this one. It has the story, it has all the icons and other shit in the towns, what you can do, how to use weapons and spells and shit, and the explanations of with all the like GP and experience and attack, all that shit. Battle icons. Like there's like a lot of detail. All the items that you can get. Here's the magics that you learn. All the weapons, all the armor. And at the very end of this instruction manual, there is a little guide in here. I think it only goes up to where you learn the fire spell, but like it's, no, maybe a little bit after. God, what? I wish they were this. What a time to be alive for gaming in the 90s and 2000s and shit. Wow. It's so awesome. I can read this fucking guide all day, I could. What are we looking for? Oh yeah, that item. Charm Claw in the mind can do the following damage to monster: poison, paralyzed, sleep, confused, and blind. That is... It's pretty much that, because I don't really see much else use it has. It's a good guide, man. Wow. Good fucking guide. Stop missing, bro. I noticed Ruben missing quite a few attacks. Oh, now Jimmy goes first. Okay. So a battle or two more, and then we'll go to the Fire Temple. Again, I want to keep a lot of the grinding off. Only the grinding inside of the temples. For the most part. I mean, this is practically the game, and I'm not gonna lie. I can see it being kind of boring to the people who play these kind of games. God damn it! He always fucking misses! And sometimes when you miss that first attack and you are relying on your character to like KO that one character, one enemy, and they miss, it can alter the outcome of the battle. And it's mostly with status effects and shit. Alright, I'm gonna finish grinding and then I'll meet you at that Fire Temple shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I'm getting a little bored. I've been going around grinding for a while, and I'm starting to get a little bit bored from doing it. So I think I'm going to try and find my way down to the bottom. Well, this sucks right here. Almost out of bombs, trying not to use it. I'm okay using magic power at the moment because it, I have so many seeds, I can always buy more now. Shit, wasted that item. I mean, we're really, really strong now, so... update, I'm feeling still so-so. This is like the end anyways. I'm feeling so-so at the moment. I'm probably going to mute my microphone again in a little bit, but I'm feeling okay enough to talk at the moment. Man, there's a lot of fucking fighting here, man. I start taking cold medicine just in case. I think I'm a little out of it. I'm just glad I'm off of work. I still want to try and get all the supplies I can get. But still, I'm just kind of fucking bored. I want to get the hell out of here. I mean, most of these items are like cure potions, and what I really want now at this point is bombs. I have my TV, brightness turned down all the way just to kind of help my eyes out a little bit. Alright, that looks like the boss. So let's heal up. I like how some of the bosses we fight before are now mini-bosses. And they're easy to kill. I just want to open up my guide. Come Let's get around making the way to the boss. Dual head Hydra, use white, have Ruben attack, and keep each other alive. You release the fire crystal and the sun coin. Quick exit to your right. Well, I know we left some enemies on the table. This is a very good grinding spot. If I wasn't doing this for YouTube, I may just explore the cave a little bit more. I want to save it real quick. It's the end of the line for you, boy. We're lucky Rubicant's strong. Oh, shit. I forgot to heal with Jimmy. That sucks. I didn't realize how low his HP was already. See, you can't miss with your attacks, brah. And look at that, he is... Well, Jimmy doesn't know any life spells, so... We're kinda fucked here, right? Look how powerful that spell is, and I can't fucking... use it because I gotta have Jimmy be the healer. I may have to get Jimmy stronger. Look at that, holy fuck. I'll be spending the rest of the goddamn fucking battle just curing. Well, that's it. Did I call him Rubicant? That's my bad. I learned that we can do Cure All. I didn't realize we can do this. This would have made previous fights easier. But there you go. That doesn't really fucking matter because there's game over. I'm fucking real, man. Like, what decides, like... What decides, like, seriously, like, who has more speed? Why am I going first a lot of the turns and he goes first once and I need to go first? It just frustrates the shit out of me. It really frustrates the fuck out of me. And the missed attacks don't help at all. God damn, it doesn't fucking help. Come on, give me a crit hit. Oh, he gets... That's such bullshit. And you see he gets to go first. Like, what decides that? And I'm going first so many times in a row. But when I need to cure, I can't fucking cure. He looks scarier now than he did before. I probably should cure. Oh, you gotta be shitting me, cocksucker! Oh, wait, really? Oh my god! Oh my god, you need fucking luck! You gotta have good RNG for these fights! Oh my god. And there's that thing that I'm talking about that when I need to go first, he goes first. When I don't necessarily need to go first, he'll go first. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it's such fucking dog shit. Watch, he'll go first and he'll knock me out this round. Wow. Will still knock me out. Like, I just fucking hate this fucking game. I can't revive him. What can I do? Like, I cannot revive him. I don't have a fucking reviving spell. I don't have a Phoenix down. Refresher doesn't fucking revive people, does it? Yeah, no. I don't even think there's any Phoenix Downs in this game. The life magic is found in the lava dome, though. So it's somewhere in here. Well, there's no way I'm winning this fight. The game has no rules. Oh, now I can go first now? Really? No. No. So let me guess, you're gonna go first this turn? Of course. Of course! Let me try one more time, then I'm gonna go look for this light, magic. I would actually welcome him if he actually did, that poison attack every turn. Well, that's it for Jimmy. Oh, that's it. Because the game has no rules. Is that the problem? Now Jimmy can go for, I guess it's fucking... You gotta make up the rules, man. Stay steady, consistent with your fucking rules. Can I go first, please? Well, I have no more fucking white or black magic shit. It's a gamble. He's still alive. How many stages does he have? What the hell is this? He doesn't die! I'm gonna give up. That's why you gotta save before the bosses. I don't know where to look at. I can't even jump that far. But I need to learn the life magic, because I cannot do this without Ruben there. This will seem like I have to get very good RNG, and it's not gonna happen. Let's see if it's in this chest. If not, I'm just gonna go keep walking the mountain, I guess. I have such a headache, man. A fucking headache. Where is this fucking healing shit at? Alright, well, I don't think it's in this room, so I'm gonna go look for it. And I'll see you all in a second. I think I found it. It has to be inside that chest. We're gonna go see if that's the case. Okay, no problem taking berries. I may buy more after this. Some of these fights are just kind of over. I'm over already. I'm over grinding. I'm sick of it. It seems like the mountain kind of like repeats itself. If you go all the way to the left, you end up in the same spot eventually. So, there's that. Again, the game has no rules. I'm kind of hoping Ruben will go first, but Jimmy's probably going to be the one to go first. Oh, wow. Good. That helps me out a lot. Those blue things are just a little too strong for physical attacks. And how much more to the next level? We're close! We're pretty close! I hope that these 3 bosses will get us up to level 26. It may not, which is gonna suck to fall just a tad bit short. Should do it, maybe not. Well, if we get up one more level, it will definitely help us out. Oh, the moon helm. I don't know if life's even here for sure. It's just what the guide I'm using says. But that will help out, though. Oh yeah, defensive power, good against fire. Okay, that's good. That's what... No, he doesn't have that, but he's good against fire somewhere. Oh, this thing helps out flame armor. Well, this might be game changer then. Well, that was not what I was hoping it would have been. But still... I don't know where else to look in this place. I was trying to read through the guide a little bit. To get the moon helm, oh yeah, so the moon helm is, he mentioned the moon helm. The life spell's in another cave when you throw a mega grenade to clear, okay, so the life spell is here somewhere. You just gotta throw a rock somewhere, a bomb somewhere, I don't know. Trace him on the dome floor, stepping on it opens the door. To get to the moon helm, you need to get to the same cave. Jump into place and throw a mega grenade at the rock, which is mega grenades to the rocks are just to the left of us. Once through the doors, you'll be on the floor. Jump into place to get around, making your way to the boss. Oh wait. The life spell is in another cave. You'll throw the mega clear. Once through the... Okay, but what the fuck, man? Seriously? I think I came from the south. This Down this way. Well, I'll find this. I really don't want to go into this fight without the life spell, and definitely not without getting at least one more level. We'll see what happens. Hopefully there's more guys to fight. There has to be. Alright, this has to be it, right? I fought a few guys, and I don't think I'm going to hit the next level before the next boss fight. Damn it. Unless I leave and come back, but fuck that, I have to go through everybody again. I think with this armor that I picked up will probably help me out. I'm sure it will. Finally! God damn! Well, there's a little bitch up there we can fight. Oh, maybe we'll be alright. Let's try to fight her. I don't want to fight the other guy. I don't want to fight the fucking bluebird. Come on. Let's try to fight this vampire bat. Would, like, Blizzard help out? I mean, they're in a fire cave, and, Blizzard's not really hurting them. I don't know what the hell white is, then. And you missed. And you missed. Again, sometimes missing can be the end of a battle, and it happens way too often. I think. Alright, we gotta heal up. There we go, 26. That's what I wanted. But there is a couple of treasure chests over here. I'm gonna try and get them. I'll just meet you guys back at the dragon. I think we're good enough now to fight him. Alright, we are ready to fight this piece of shit. Let's save it just in case. Alright. Yeah, we get end of the line, blah 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 blah. Wonder if the... Well, we'll use white, I guess. Still. Look at that. That's a big fucking difference between what it was doing before. Big fucking difference. Still gonna cure, but... come on. At this point, the only thing I'm really worried about is that petrified attack. He looks really scary at that point. That miss could have happened at a horrible time. Well, we got lucky because we got the cure spell off quick. Oh, no more juice left. Stone gas, yeah, what the fuck? How am I supposed to counter this? Wow. That fight was probably the hardest fight up to this point so far. Like, I legit struggled. You gotta get lucky. Without that armor is what really did it for me. Without that armor piece, you may not even win this fight. We did it. There's one crystal left to go. I remember a person from Windia saying something about a crystal. Windia, what's that? To the southeast of Focus Tower. I better be able to get that chest. Good. Sun coin is what we need. So another fight in arena opened up, but I'm definitely going to be healing at the end first. Oops, went the wrong way. Alright, let's do a couple of battles on camera. Let's see what's coming up next. Finally delete that. Oh, Focus Tower, of course. Yeah, they're all going to be all unprepared attackers with the guide saying. So this one might be a pain in the fucking ass to go through. Wow. I don't think I have anything that will help me against that. I'm gonna save it. I don't think I saved this. Yeah. Just in case. Just in case I had to force quit a battle. One more battle. Alright. We stayed at the end. Well rested in the video game, that is, not in real life, because who the fuck can sleep in real life? Got a little bit of ways left to go till the next level, 27. My goal for this game is to at least get to 35. We'll see if I get up there, or if it's necessary. Wait, we're not done yet? Oh, I got one more left. I thought I did them all already. Let's end this quickly. I ain't got time for this shit. Okay, the guy wants us to go to Focus Tower, 3rd floor. Okay, let's make your way back to the 1st floor, open the sun door. I can't go this way. I'm in the wrong spot. I don't know why it says go to the 3rd floor tower, but you can't access the 1st floor from that spot. Am I missing something? Oh, thank you. Hurry to Windia. But be on the lookout for Captain Mac's ship. Yeah, I know, you're confused. I get it. Yeah, you're very confused at this point in the game. Drop my goddamn controller. Where is it? Right here. You know, controller is like, we need like Velcro on our pants. In case we gotta pick up our phones or a tissue or something like that. Where are we? Doom Castle. You won't be here long, just grab the arrow spell and go. Alright, get the fuck out of my way, dude. We got arrow. I'm guessing we come back to Doom Castle. We got a wind spell though, so that's good to know. There's the south door. Where's the south door? Down here? Oh, down there. I didn't see that door down there. Shit. Again, my TV is kind of dark right now. It's hard to see. I just don't want to chance it with my eyes and being sick. Okay. Get caught up. We're in phase 4 of the guide, the air crystal. Gotcha. Step back, Jimmy. Leave this filthy monster to me. I guess I gotta fight him. Is he dead? Ruben! I'm alright, keep going, I'll catch up. Oh, look who it is, boys. Your buddy fell, kid. Yeah, but he's okay. Alright, then I'll tag along with you for a bit. He buffed up a little bit, but his attacks are pretty weak compared to Ruben. Ah, bro, you spelled weak wrong. Can we climb down these? I would like to try maybe, once I get into retro achievements, maybe try to do this game retro achievements. Pretty cool. Probably pretty easy to do it too. This is a massive grind fest. Ugh, I know what suck. Seeds, there we go. They're always good to have. And we can always go back to that Firebird town to buy. I should have bought more before I left. I could always go back. Okay, Alive Forest. It's a ghost. Fuck, can these ghosts just go away? There's an arrow point left. Looks like we go down. Is there anything over here I can take? Haha! There is a lot we can do before the next battle shrine, which is kind of nice. Give us a little break away from those grinding sprees. Get to kind of explore the game a little bit. Should we finally heal Tristan? Damn it, like every time it's just Jimmy. I gotta use the bombs, man. I really hate using the bombs when there's multiple enemies, though. You don't want to hit him with bombs, I get confused. What the hell? Giant's axe. Oh, for fucking Christ, man. Come on. I don't have any more white magic to use. Shit. Man, there's a lot of... There's more bosses here than I thought. Well, we'll probably only go about another 20 or 30 minutes. Hold on, let me see how much time I have left. We're really nearing the end? Yeah, I guess so. We have about another 20 or 30 more minutes. We'll go for today. What, Jimmy grew a level? I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, wow, okay. What the hell's up with this tree? So you're the king of the forest, huh? Let us through. I don't think it likes you. How about Kylie? Can she talk to trees? Yeah, she must be in a choir by now. Do I really have to fight these guys still? I gotta fight this dude. Again, this is the game that I would recommend for beginners who would like to try to maybe get into the series of turn-based RPGs, I guess. This game is just... it's just kind of boring. It's the same old recycled shit. And if it wasn't for the music, like, I probably maybe would not even be playing it right now. It's a game I think you can play and tolerate once, but if you play it twice, like I even recommended I wanted to play it a third time to do fucking maybe retro achievements or something like that, but I don't know. I really gotta fight this little shit, do I? No, I think I'm just going the wrong way. I might as well fight him now since I'm over here. The refreshers that I may not even use. Alright, where do I go? I go somewhere. Do I go out the way that I came? Pull up the guide again. To be honest, I don't even know where this fucking town is even at. What is it, through this door? I don't remember where to go. Man, too bad it's not an easy warp spell. Is this Aqua? Anyways, I think I'm going the wrong way. Well, let's go to that town and see. Because I don't remember what town that is over there. The guy that I have, I copied from the internet and I just, I copied and pasted it to my notes on my computer, and as I go through the game, I delete the guide as I go. So I don't have anything from the beginning. Oh, Aquaria, whatever the fucking town's name is. Alright, where's this bitch at? There she is. Oh, is she sick? Wait, who's in bed? Kaylee's sleeping. Why do you talk to Grandpa until she wakes up? Oh, that means I gotta walk all the way down to this fucking cave. Can I just take this down? Oh, it won't let me go down. Seems like some shit goes on down here. I think my eyes are starting to feel a little bit better at the moment. So I'm going to take a moment to just kind of turn the brightness, backlight, I should say brightness, the backlight. Turn it up just a little bit. I may turn it back down. Looks like my gaming days may be over, boys. How's the tunnel going? Can you save Captain Mac in the ship? I can't dig a tunnel that far. We'll need Otto's help. He's in Windia. By the way, who's that with you? I'm Tristan at your service. I'm a treasure hunter. You don't say. Listen, I recently heard a rumor about some amazing armor. Let's go. Sorry, Jimmy, I'm going treasure hunting with this dude. Later. What a fucking prick. Tristan, Spencer. I almost forgot. I'll give you this dragon claw. Don't worry, it's on me. Bye. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, I get it. He's confused. Grandpa just won't slow down. Well, maybe I'll use a bomb to move this dirt. Probably you shouldn't fiddle with that. Summer class, I have to tell Grandpa. Take care of Kylie for me. Wait. Okay, we gotta go to Phobia's house. Or Phobie's house. Try I can't name all the characters. Alright, little girl, wake up. Let's go. Get out of bed. Kelly, you're well. Yes, but did you hear about my dad? Yeah, Spencer told me. He said I should see Otto and Windia. I was hoping you'd come too. 31. Holy shit, you're pretty strong, girl. Alright, we're just passing through Focus Tower. We're gonna go back to Doris. And then the giant tree, which is the guys recommended level 25 for that. We're well above 25 at the moment, so we're doing pretty good. Let's get a save in. Oh man, it's chilly today. Oh shit. I'm not going back for that chest. Alright, I really don't want to fight these guys again. If I don't have to fight them, I'm not going to fight them. I mean, this guy I'm going to have to fight, huh? Starting to feel some fatigue. I've been awake since like 4 o'clock this morning. And been awake for like 6 hours already. It's 10 a.m. Like, this is fucking crazy, man. Starting to feel it a little bit. I might have to go out and get myself an energy drink. Come on, you missed twice in a row, cocksucker. Get caught up in the guide. Okay, turn to put the crest that will warp you to secret rooms for items. The giant axe to the south. We've got the giant axe, so giant tree recommended level 25. Okay. Oh, great tree, spirit of the forest, please let us through to Windia. I'll let you through if you can whack the monsters inside for me. If that's the way you want it. Alright. Well, I think we'll start this next episode. I don't know if we're gonna wrap this game up next episode, and maybe another 2 before we beat it. We're in phase 5. And that's it. I wish I listened to another episode or 2. Again, the game's okay for your first playthrough, but it's not something I want to keep playing over and over again. Aiming for level 35, hopefully we'll get there. And I mentioned earlier, there is a way to beat the final boss very easily. I'm gonna have to look it up because I don't think this guide says it at all. But yeah, I want to thank everyone for watching. Appreciate it. Hope you all hear next episode. You all enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe.